Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Black Book. And I was about to go here and try to oh, I can. It will. It will let me modify my book. Interesting. So which one is this? This one. Trying to remember which one this is. Oh, this is a Judea that this is the Judea deck because it's based on building up high shields and then using Judea to turn those shields into attack. This is my vampire deck, which is based off of whenever I take damage, I deal tons of damage to everybody else and it heals me. I think this is my snowball deck. One of these I need to turn into a thing for fighting another Khuldoon. So let's see here. That might be good for this, actually. Yeah, yeah. This is probably pretty good. I'll probably be ending up using this against her. What are these? Ethereal. It's a swipe. Oh. A silly boil. Just immediately do waste. That might be good in the vampire deck. That's an order. Does 32 damage. It takes 2 turns to complete. Okay. I think I'm good. Okay. So, welcome back to Let's Play Black Book. We're trying to go to the Spinner's Izbah to get the book back. There is a book merchant here. Let's go to the optional book merchant and buy some cards.
You have goosebumps, a sign of a devilish presence. You look around. Your only companion is humming among the silence. Suddenly, a dark figure steps out from the shade. It is a scribe, a Zagavr dealer.
Oh, good. I did take God Kitty. And we also have a visitor with us. Not usual for this video, but you might recognize her. Hi, Branwyn. Let's...
What kind of wisdom do you possess? That which comes from above, or that of snakes and demons?
Snakes and demons. Find key and read it. And just for completionist sake, grab that. Should I stop by the merchant? I'll have a hard time dealing with Spinner without any herbs. Oh, they're giving you a chance to replenish your stock. I get it.
You stop on the outskirts of the village, trying to catch your breath. Clouds of your breath are torn apart by the slanting cold rain. The spinner's Izbah is not far away, and you decide to spend some time preparing for a meeting with this dangerous witch.
There's the shopkeeper there in the middle of the rain. Yep, yep. There's a setting you can make it to where when you get a new card, it doesn't instantly join your deck, and I'm pretty sure I had it set, and I would just want to make sure I didn't accidentally add cards that I didn't need to my deck. Okay. That's useful. I'm not sure I'll end up buying anything here. That might be useful to keep. Oh, I think I already own that. Um, yeah, yeah, I do. Start Vampirism 4 at the beginning of a battle, and words heal 4 times more than normal. Sharp stuff. Oh, eloquence. Hmm. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see what kind of herbs there are. Oh, there aren't that many. They're just right up here. Get that. Ailment. I have no idea what this is. Can get these if I was doing more with herbs, but I'm not. Okay. Only thing left. Go to the Yizba.
You use the sorcery of the fern, and pain shoots through your palm. Trying to move silently, you get to the spinner's izba, but it turns out that it is not that easy to get inside unnoticed. There is no Riddler skull this time, but there are 3 other guardians. They watch the path to the izba vigilantly, and you hear their quiet whispers.
Let's talk
My
to them.
God, Akulina! Who else is here? Agafi Filipovna, are you? What are you doing here?
The peasant women bizarrely sway from side to side. They start to shake and mutter something when they hear your voice.
Aquilina, what's going on? The horror. Vasilisa, help her!
When we first met Aquilina, Proshka was possessing her and inside her body. And causing her all sorts of trouble. So this is silly.
Spinner's witchcraft. The Zagavar I need is in the Black Book. We better hurry over to that hag.
You are startled when Akulina grabs you by the wrist.
What you're after, you won't achieve.
Everything was in vain.
Your road leads to damnation.
You will find only pain.
The otherworldly voices die down, and only the indiscernible muttering of the women continues.
Aquilina has turned into a shaman. We should break her enchantment quickly. I myself don't mind altering prophecies as an Ikota, but something isn't right here.
You try to touch the belt, but the sorcery of the spinner repels you.
I think the belts are cursed.
Akulina, where did you get this belt? The spinner gave it to you?
We are fated to be under her power until we are dead.
She trapped us into the force of her thread.
The liking of man's destiny to string echoes in the traditions of the Chiardan. Divinations by string to find out who would marry first, more often than not, come true. Girls would weave a string and subject it to a test. All the strings were collected and set ablaze. The girl whose string burned to the end the fastest would be the one to marry first. It took great skill to make a thin string, and the girls who were able to do this were called thin spinners. The ability to spin thin was one of the qualities that raised a girl's status in the premarital hierarchy. A string made by a bride was burned or torn during the wedding ceremony, a symbol of the end of the previous life and the beginning of a new one.
What efforts were in vain? Were all the seals in the book restored?
And no one in the heavens, nor under the earth,
To open the seals had his doom.
and those who tried, only them saw.
Darkness, death, and the tomb.
What pain, Akulina?
For years about it you knew.
With chalk, you circle stream.
You shall be greeted with sharpest pain.
Until it will drive you insane.
Also, this is the lady we rescued from the bath house, who was a changeling spirit for a good long while.
I have to hurry. All the sorcery. Who knows what her sorcery will do to them? I need the Black Book.
It's very Stranger Things with all the lines everywhere.
The black hole in place of the spinner's throne leads into strange darkness covered in cobwebs. You hear the inviting whispers of the gloom of the abyss that leads to unknown depths. The black book is out there, somewhere. The damp earth escapes your grasp, and you fall down into the cold darkness of the pit. The pain of the impact leaves you breathless. You try to catch your breath, but the air in the bottom is wet and stale.
Cool. All the items I want are there. So yeah, I really love this because if I didn't care about sin, I would not need this, this, and this. So I could have more items. I would be more powerful. It is interesting, but um, by the same token, it's like I don't have to go gather up all the sin because I have those items. I love the system. They actually made being doing good as witch possible, but difficult.
You manage to get up and look around. A black, winding passage leads into the depths of the cave. You exchange worried glances with your companion and rush into the bowels of the underworld.
And given the world setting, I would just expected them to make it just like, no, no, everything you do is terrible and bad. Okay. Where do these tunnels lead? I should be careful not to get lost.
It's hard to walk and even breathe amidst the thick strands of cobwebs. You have to push away one white shroud after another, and soon your hair and dress are covered with dust and small spiders. It's good to have the skull lantern, because the darkness is too deep, even for your sharp eyes. You try to make out something on the ceiling, but it's covered in cobwebs.
It also seemed to move. I hear something. It sounds like someone is working the loom.
A white cocoon pulsates in the middle of the cave hall. You hear a rustle of spiders running away from the cold light. The cocoon quietly crackles with cobwebs in rhythm with the pulsations. You touch the web and tear it down like a shroud. There is a working loom beneath it. An exhausted Chort is working on the contraption. His black hide is tied with belts of the spinner, and spiders swarm all about him, sucking the last bits of strength from the spirit. The loom is covered with sorceress signs that are designed to keep this Chort working for all eternity.
Weaving requires yarn made from animal wool. Weaving has been around since prehistoric times, so it is unsurprising for it to be reflected in mythology. The Parcae and Moiroi, often translated as the Fates, are goddesses of life and destiny in ancient Roman and Greek traditions. One spins a thread that symbolizes life. The second one winds it onto a spindle, thus shaping someone's destiny. The third one cuts the thread, thus ending a person's life. It's important to read the lore bits because sometimes you get those questions, and if you get the right answer, you get more experience. So reading the lore is important. It's not just like, oh, lore, interesting, and it gives you a way to get immersed in the in the actual lore of this really cool attempt to like make alive this folklore that was real to people and still is.
You tear away the belts, and the Chort flies up, incredulous that he has been released. Before disappearing into black smoke, your gazes cross, and you see something strange. Is it a hint of gratitude? There are some mushrooms beneath the bench. You take them with you.
The untrodden path. Should I even look?
Swarms of small spiders flee before you. You reach a pale grotto, wrapped in the pale threads of cobwebs, and find 3 cocoons there. To your horror, they have unmistakably human forms. You take a step back when a rush of spiders escapes the otherwise empty cocoon. Inside, you find the emaciated mummy of a short peasant. A gold ring glimmers on his finger.
Not taking the ring. That seems like a dangerous thing.
Inside is the blackened corpse of a child beyond recognition. Only the whites of his deadly eyes stare at you, unblinking. You reel back from the corpse, dazzled by the stench of decay.
Well, I can't take the ring now. I'm guessing it might have been an item, but I'm also thinking it might have given me some sin to take it. You cannot hold me with this, Spinner. And I also have enough items as it is, to be perfectly honest.
The narrowing path is blocked by thick cobwebs. White, slimy threads are still fresh, oozing with the pale juices of their creator. You try to find a gap in this unexpected obstacle, but, alas, the cave is well blocked.
Squeeze through. Use the fern flower. Use a break herb. I think we're going to use the herb flower.
The sorcerous power
Fern
of
flower.
the fern, and the cobwebs fall down, forming harmless pools of slime.
I have a feeling that if I did one of the other things, I might have gotten something out of it. But I have this super rare item that I've sewn into the palm of my hand that gives me amazing powers. Might as well use them. Burned threads. Smells like something burnt. Was the spinner also burning Kupala fires?
There's not much cobweb here in this little cave nook. Instead, there are bizarre, multicolored threads hanging in clusters from the ceiling, forming strange passages and patterns.
Threads that seemed chaotic at first glance seemed to form an intricate pattern.
Interesting. Audio quality dropped there for some reason.
Why would a spinner need so many different threads?
This is sorcery. No. We just read about this. This is divination.
This is a divination for sure. Complicated one at that. I would guess she has learned many things with these threads. Which thread burns faster? That is what will come true. The spinner has her own system here. Complicated sorcery.
There's not much cobweb here in this little cave nook. Instead, there are bizarre, multicolored threads hanging in clusters from the ceiling, forming strange passages and patterns.
See, that's why reading the lore is important.
Some threads are burned, and the floor is strewn with old ash.
Oh, if I examined the room, that would have been a further clue. Yeah, okay. I can sense the book is close. I really love the way they do the maps here. It is just so charming.
You notice the chorts hanging in clusters from the cobwebs in the dark corners of this cavern passage. At first, you think that these are other victims of the monstrous spiders, but soon you realize that these chorts are not only alive, but are also playing a game of cards, and haven't noticed your arrival.
I think I'll sneak past. What's over there? I can't see clearly. Is that a stove?
You come across a small cave hall furnished in a similar manner to that of an ordinary room in an isba. Here you find a hearth and a table, a red corner, and even a spinning wheel with yarn. Only the log walls are absent, with a rocky cave wall in their place. These stones are all heavily chalked with some strange, magical symbols. An old spinning wheel is skillfully decorated with a diamond pattern. You touch the yarn and a flock of small spiders scatters away. The rustling of their small legs resembles mocking laughter.
Oh, lovely. The spinning wheel is also magical because everything is magical. They were made out of a single tree, usually spruce, and included the roots of the tree. The seat was made out of roots, and the stand and the wheel itself were made out of the trunk. One couldn't start spinning without reading a prayer first, or leave the spinning wheel at night without crossing it. The spindle was also believed to possess magical forces. The most well-known caused you to sleep if you pricked your finger with it. A spinning wheel was used by the supreme deity to make the veil of reality itself. Cherden peasants used the spinning wheel to make patterns filled with mystical meaning. The towels that they made depicted dawn on one side and sunset on the other. It is not a coincidence that towels were placed under the coffin of the deceased when his body was carried out of a house. Two towels sewn together were used as a tablecloth. It also played an important role in rites and rituals.
Strange letters and geometric patterns pulsate with a sorcerous glow invisible to ordinary mortals. You are unfamiliar with both the inscriptions and the drawings. It seems that the spinner borrowed some knowledge of foreign witchcraft from her apprentice.
Huh, foreign witchcraft.
It is strange to see peasant utensils so deep underground. It seems like this is all the furniture that's missing from the spinner's izba on the surface.
And I'm going to do one more video, and I'm going to do it in the next room, and I'm going to stop now. See you in a moment.